Rapid Fire here with another game not yet played on the channel, albeit one of my favorite indie games, Terraria. Terraria has always had a minor relevance on the YouTube channel, but a bit ago, if you recall, it collaborated with Don't Starve to bring us the Eye for an Eye joint update, bringing Don't Starve themed items and enemies to the world of Terraria. Well, being an avid fan of all things Don't Starve, I, with the help of my fellow Don't Starve boys, decided to embark on the challenge of every Don't Starve player's nightmares. This is an Eye for an Eye Don't Starve seed. Now, hold on, that's not all. This video is Don't Starve in Terraria. How can I make this video feel like a Don't Starve seed? Why not challenge myself and fight spears only? And maybe javelins too. Don't Starve seed in Terraria? Here we come. I start by spawning in the middle of the world with nothing but rudimentary tools and a guide. As all amazing journeys start, I start by getting wood. With the boys joining, I think it's fair to check out our roster. We have me as Wigfrid, my friend Darken as Wendy, and Volky as Wolfgang. I waste no time visiting the nearest cavern and find in the water chest a breathing rod. Unusable and quite garbage, I spend a lot of time in the caves. Meeting my end twice, I instead go back home and build some nice little cabins. They're nothing crazy, but they will house our villagers, who can aid us in many different and supportive ways. I find my end to a spider. Fun! Then I find the crimson, and nope the hell out of there. I taste death so many times like a frat kid during his first LSD trip. What the fuck? I found a chest that was enshrouded by vines at the entrance of our nearest cave. And what else would I find but the spear? No, literally that's what it's called. Don't get too comfy though, because the trend of having good luck is not one that will last long. Besides, the spear is nothing to get too excited about. Piss poor range, slow speed, and above all lackluster damage make the beginning spear merely a lick above the likes of a copper or iron sword. After more laborious mining, and only a handful of deaths— and his name is John C. Puff! I just got fucking— oh my god! We craft a furnace with stone and torches on top of an anvil, which we'll be using prominently during our time in free hard mode. Oh, did I forget to tell you that we're not even in the hard mode version of Terraria yet? Yeah, Terraria, as you'll see, has a theme of changing the difficulty of the game with the one intention of torture. Speaking of torture, let's talk spears. Speaking generally, spears are a melee type of weapon that characteristically trades speed for a larger range. In pre-hard mode, there are a few good spears to aim for before we take on our first boss. Seeing as we already have the first spear, we can only go up from here, but the question is, what spears are realistically the best spears to obtain? You cannot craft spears with pre-hard mode ore, so iron, gold, or platinum spears are off the table. We can get the storm spear, which is the only pre-hard mode spear with a projectile, but the damage increase is really negligible. There's also the trident found in water chests or crates, but for its damage, it's not a strong contender for the trident to be our next choice of weaponry. That leaves the rotten fork, which could be more or less easily obtained from breaking a crimson heart in the cavern. Using bombs to mine out the cavities, we are able to garner a rotten fork. The damage increase is noticeable, the fork swings faster, and boasts higher critical strike chance. And what better timing to get this spear? For not even 10 minutes later, a goblin army invades. Goblins may prove to be a good way to test the spear's effectiveness, but they'll be a challenge. However, with spear in hand, cactus armor strengthening my resolve, I felt practically invincible against these invaders. Yeah, that didn't last very long. This invasion was a big reality check for us. We're going to need to be a lot more powerful if we want to stand a chance against the big terrors that await us later. I die a lot more before we finally emerge with what you could hardly call a victory. Before anything else, I try my luck in the jungle again, in which case I die in 2 hits. I was putting it off for a while, but it's undeniable now how imperative armor will be for us for simple survival. Our next priority is to upgrade armor. Without good armor, we are prone to dying in only 2 or 3 hits, and as Wigfrid, that'd be pretty embarrassing. Using the anvil, I make a pair of gold armor, which helps greatly, increasing my 6 defense to a much more impressive 20. With strong armor, a handy spear, A long wooden platform and strong allies, we awaken our first challenge. The Eye of Cthulhu may not be intimidating at first glance, and seeing as he's the first boss of our chapter, it may look like it's easy pickings from here. However, not being prepared for his second phase would be your biggest mistake. A lot of the challenge for the first few bosses is maneuverability. Because I don't have Hermes boots, I have to rely on my grappling hook for dodging. No big damage is dealt, and it looks to me like we're running away with this one. That is, until the Eye lunges back and spins his way into phase 2. His charges are way more faster, and followed up with a triple high-speed dash that is unavoidable without proper movement equipment. As for now, I can only rely on my grappling hook. It takes blow after blow, each spear swing bringing us closer to conclusion until we finally come out victorious. It took us some time and tested our patience, but we are rewarded with a Eye of Cthulhu treasure bag. This achievement has greatly increased not only our power but our confidence, and will serve as the first of many great triumphs. Well, not without difficulty. After killing the Eye once, we can easily kill it again without difficulty. This is in no small part thanks to the Shield of Cthulhu, relinquished to us from the bag of, you've guessed it, the Eye of Cthulhu. Bags drop from every boss in expert mode, and for the Eye of Cthulhu, it provides a dash, which is really important if we're going to need agility in movement. Killing the Eye is also great to rack up money that in the early game will be necessary to reforge our equipment and make ourselves as strong as possible. After these battles, I get to work on something that really hasn't been talked about yet: hunger. The Don't Starve seed brings a new survival aspect into the game. A hunger bar that has 3 stages. 1, a normal stage with no negative nor positive effects, then a hungry debuff, losing 2 defense, negative 5.1% damage, negative 5.1 melee speed, and lastly the starving debuff, causing a 2% of maximum HP loss per second for the player, and all regenerative properties frozen until removed. Thankfully, I found an early input of food that will last us until we get our hands on better alternatives: pumpkins. After planting them and waiting for them to ripen, we can compile 10 of them to make a pumpkin pie, which offers medium stat bonuses for 8 minutes, or in other words, prevents us from starving for 24 minutes. With my newly acquired green thumb, and plenty of pies to help our adventures, we head to the Crimson. Yes, that Crimson, which I was so afraid of earlier. We have now attained ample strength to traverse this area. Behind bloody face monsters, flying demon things, are the Crimson Caverns, home to the Brain of Cthulhu. All we need to do is break 3 hearts to spawn in the next boss, and after exploding my way through the Crimstone, I unleash the terrorizing Brain of Cthulhu. The brain itself is actually immune to any damage his first phase. However, we instead target the blood creepers, which float around in their diagonal angle. The round fork was practically made for this moment, as each swing effortlessly pierces 3 or 4 creepers. After all creepers are dealt with, and a sizable chunk of damage has been dealt to the brain, he enters his second form, where the brain reveals his grotesque heart and blinks in out of our sight. Through these fear tactics, he creates 3 copies of himself that hover over me, but my spear puts distance between us thanks to its knockback. With its perfected formula and an ever-weakening brain, the Brain of Cthulhu gives way to our might. The brain's bag is incredibly powerful to us. In the bag, along with money and weapons we will sell, is 2 things: the Brain of Confusion and blood tissues. The tissues can be combined with Crimtane ore that we obtained from farming the Eye to make Crimtane armor, the second best melee armor for us at this stage of the game, whereas the accessory Brain of Confusion grants us the chance to dodge and confuse enemies should we take damage. Both the armor and the brain serve as a huge power-up for us. However, we're not done leveling up here. I've put off leveling up my movement, as you can obviously recall. This biggest offense so far has been my lack of Hermes boots. Found in caves, they enable the sprint mechanic, which offers a much needed speed boost if we are to challenge the next bosses in our way. I head to the pyramid in our world to get the desert variant of the Hermes boots, the Dune Strider boots. I check after mining into this deserted cavern home, and to my surprise, it's Dune Rider boots! Let's fucking go! I finally get them. Returning home, I combine the Dune Strider boots with the rocket boots bought from the Goblin Tinkerer to make the Spectre boots. This is only the first of many upgrades we'll be undergoing to strengthen our character, and these boots in their final form end up being pretty powerful, so stick around. The next thing we do is mine all the way to the underworld, though this won't help us until a bit later. We also snag an obsidian rust from an imp that will be also used for something down the line. We visit the site of a meteor landing and dig out the crater. We mine out a bunch of meteorites to make space armor and a space gun, only to realize not only can we not use the gun, the armor is worse. So what should we do next if not get some armor that we can actually use? Me and Volky head to the underworlds in the elevator we built with the intention of mining Hellstone. But there's one slight molten hot problem. That's right, the Hellstone is ripe and aplenty true, but it is almost entirely submerged in lava. We take exponential damage from lava, and we wouldn't be able to last 5 seconds in the lava, so how can we possibly expect to get this ore? Potions are incredibly important aspects of Terraria that grant special benefits for a certain amount of time. The only issue is to gather the alchemy ingredients needed for potions, coupled with the fact that each potion has different crafting necessities in order to make. The potion we'll be using, however, is the Obsidian Skin Potion, which, as the name suggests, makes the user immune to all fire damage for 6 minutes. I decided to barter a friendly competition between me and Volky as well. Competition, whoever gets the most Hellstone wins.
Alright.
Winner gets, it's awarding something with the other person's money.
The other person's money. Bro, I got almost a plat right now.
What? How much Hellstone you got?
400.
400 is crazy.
How much you at?
260. You gotta go up, bro. I have 13 seconds. Well, you just lost money, though.
Worth it! No, I only had like 33 gold. I had 27 silver. 3 gold.
Alright, I have 344 Hellstone. Alright, I'm happy with that. What's up, Romeo?
343?
What's up?
Oh! 349, fucker! Yeah!
No shot. You had 349.
Yeah!
Drop it right now. Drop it right now.
You can have your cursor over it.
You actually did get 349 too. That's so messed up. That's so messed up. He got 5 more than me, chat. After that crushing defeat of unequivocal proportions, a loss I may never recover from, and decimated self-esteem, I reluctantly craft a set of molten armor, which offers the best melee benefits and armor out of any pre-hard mode armor for a melee character, as well as molten tools which will propel us into hard mode with the ability to mine rudimentary hard mode ore. Yeah, it's a little confusing when talking about it, but you'll pick it up as we move along. Alright, so we've gotten a good set of armor, some decent, albeit not optimal accessories, and now we understand the importance of potions. But now we can use our knowledge efficiently with the next boss we are preparing for, Skeletron. A huge skeletal colossus dead set on plaguing the old man for eternity until we can liberate his spirit and the curse that befalls him. I built a quick arena set up with just 3 rows of platforms and campfires. The stage was set, and tonight we had a bone to pick with Skeletron. I start the fight by drinking my potions, which for now only grant defense and health regen. The gist of fighting Skeletron is quite simple. Avoid his grasp, all the while dishing out damage to his appendages. But one should be cautious not to stand too close to his head, as he periodically stops his swiping to spin his head around, and that is when he is the most dangerous. We quickly destroy one of the Skeletron's hands as he miscalculates a slam attack, leaving both arms very vulnerable. The problem with other melee weapons like swords really are at full display here, that being that they have bad range. I keep a respectable distance away, made much easier with the addition of the Spectre Boots, and I use that vertical movement to avoid any swipe attack that may befall me. Me and Volky are chipping away, and it helps while one person can engage the boss while the other attempts to retreat or heal, but soon, that was about to change.
Okay.
Bad death right there. With all eyes on me, and my low damage spear on full display, it looked as though we would taste defeat. My health, as though coordinated, dropped significantly faster without a teammate. It seemed as though we would need to reconsider our plan if we wanted to defeat Skeletron. Or we can pull through. My health steadily dropped, almost neck and neck with the Skeletron's health bar. Skeletron closing in on my position, and right when everything looked bleak... 400 health. Please, let's go! Woo! In a truly climactic finish, I clinch a close finish with Skeletron and am absolutely ecstatic. With Skeletron defeated, the ominous dungeon is open to us. In the dungeon, among chained skeletons, antiquated books, and dangerous enemies reborn from the uninhabited crypts arise again to greet me violently. The tone changes from overworld joy to dungeon-crawling fright as we search to find dungeon slimes, who are responsible for holding the golden keys we need to unlock the locked chest. As a melee player, or more specifically a spear-only player, there's nothing to be gained immediately from these chests, but it is true that there is something that I'm hoping for, desperately searching for, as it will provide me with the best possible spear pre-hard mode can get you, the Dark Lance. We kill a dungeon slime, and our first chest offers no luck, a Muramasa and some potions. However, on our second chest, we get a shadow key, which is of course exactly what we were looking for. Using that shadow key is not so easy, as you have to go back to the underworld and procure a spear from there. I actually don't have any footage of me getting the Dark Lance, but I got the Lance once again on my second try. Now we find ourselves once again in a stronger spot than we were before, but this time we are as strong as we can be in terms of weapons and armor. However, our accessories could use an upgrade. To start, we combine 12 Crimson bars and 5 Topaz gems to make a Magiluminescence, a direct reference to the Don't Starve item with the same name. I then go back to the jungle, which so far has had a history of being the place of death. I'm here for Ivy chests, which might contain the Anklet of the Wind, which will ultimately be used to get the second upgrade of the Rocket Boots, the Thunder Spark Boots. Of course, nothing in Terraria comes easy, and it takes chest after chest after chest after chest to get the Anklet. Next on the required items to upgrade is the Ice Skates, found in, you guessed it, the Ice Biome. We haven't really talked about the Ice Biome at all because, to be honest, not a lot of useful things can really come out of this biome. However, it seems to also hold a vendetta against me, as it took forever to get the Ice Skates. But finally, we get the Frosty component of the Thunder Spark Boots to transform them into the Frost Spark Boots. Now to the last part of the final upgraded version of the boots, we had to get our hands dirty. We had to dive deep for this one. That's right, we're going fishing. Our goal from this activity was to wash up a pair of water walking boots that we need to make the final upgrade. I'm not kidding you when I say we fished for 2 hours trying to get this thing, racking up stacks on stacks of cooked fish and sashimi, which completely nullified the hunger aspect of the game. That's right, we had so much food that the Don't Starve part of the Don't Starve seed has been completely overcome. On top of fish, we also gathered potions from wooden, iron, and golden crates, all while on the lookout for ocean crates, the only crate of relative importance to me. I would get wooden crates, trash, fish bombs, a sawtooth shark, an iron crate, you name it, but no ocean crates. Not even killing Queen Bee with no prior preparation satisfied my search. We could only find what we were looking for in these rare ocean crates. After some time, I finally got the crate, and see what I get. I didn't get it, I got an inner tube.
Apology.
Yeah, I don't know if you knew this, but there's actually multiple things that could come out of an ocean crate. Water walking boots are roughly a 90% chance to be gotten from it, so we kept looking. The chance to get an ocean crate is already unfavorable, but couple that with the rarity of the water walking boots, and you can see how hard it might be to get this upgrade. After waiting for a while, we hook ourselves an ocean crate, and what will we get except the infamous water walking boots, which we combined finally with the underworld components gathered prior to make the lava waders, and then with the frost spark boots to make the coveted Terra Spark boots, the best boots in Terraria and our first endgame accessory. The Terra Spark boots grant a small amount of flight, the sprint mechanic, the ability to walk on water, an 8% increase to speed, as well as extra speed on ice and temporary immunity to fire. Yeah, it's pretty good, and you can see why I would work so hard to get it. My last accessory that I need before we go any further is the Cobalt Shield found in the dungeon, which much like the boots will be used in combination with other items to become very strong.
Oh, I threw up. That was yummy. Woo!
Scrumdiddlyumptious.
That's just nasty.
Oh,
Okay, bro needs like an actual chill pill.
oh no,
Blood
Good.
just
I'm
nutted.
I'm good.
Blood just nutted.
Now, let's recap. We have a good spear, the Dark Lance, the best melee armor available, the Molten Armor, and some of the best accessories pre-hard mode can get you, the Terra Spark Boots, the Magiluminescence, and the Cobalt Shield. We have triumphed through pre-hard mode's toughest adversaries, but as the name suggests, the real challenge has not begun. Our next boss is the Wall of Flesh, which monstrosity serves as a gateway to hard mode. In simpler terms, that means that when we kill the Wall of Flesh, we will be in hard mode. A lot is at stake for this boss. All that was left was to throw the guide voodoo dolls into lava and the fight would start. The Wall of Flesh is a monstrous, fleshy behemoth that takes up the entire side of the screen until our only goal is to not get too close to the Wall of Flesh, as its contact damage is deadly. However, with the Terra Spark Boots as well as the Cobalt Shield, we invalidate the wall's major threats almost immediately, but with the run before the bridge gives way, we reach the end of the world. With the Wall of Flesh killed, a whole new world has been revealed to us. Before, the challenges were scarce, the deaths were few, and the loot was subpar. But here, as you will soon see,
No, I
everything is about to change. We are going to get really powerful. This is hard mode Terraria.
Ooh, I'm low too myself.
Holy crap! Why is there so many bullets? Oh my god!
That's fair.
Oh my god, they go on their legs. What the fuck? Just immediately died. I shouldn't be allowed, bro. Why can't you just hug me? Oh my god, you crossed from the hip crossover to the
Looking through my memories, falling into jealousy. How can I miss you? You're really just my enemy. Breaking apart, but I gotta hold my